Hey guys, Decap13 here, and welcome back to some more Let's Play Lost Judgment. Alright, so we've got Kawana's students cornered at least. He got away, which is completely fucking expected. But hopefully, be able to use his students to lure him out.
13 years in the past. Mitsuru Kusimoto plunged himself into a coma, sealing his fate alongside Kawana's. Ridden by guilt, Kawana sets off on a path of vengeance, and the bullies he drags with him are shackled to the shadows. However, Yokosawa's murder serves as a deadly wake-up call to what he's done.
Catch a tiger. Oh yeah, let's photograph their faces.
Hey. What are you doing?
What does it look like?
Getting your identification on record, so you won't be a threat to us anymore. What? And I think you owe us after everything you've done.
Oh yeah, we're almost done. We're only 3 chapters left.
Your carriage awaits, Mamiya-san.
Don't tell me we're going back to that dingy arcade.
We sure are. But try not to hold a grudge. It wasn't us who abandoned you. Higashi, you already called Sari-san and the gang, right?
Yeah, I let them know what's up. They said they'll head over when they're ready.
Did Shirosaki-sensei say anything?
Well, she was pretty stunned when I told her who Kawana really is and what he's up to.
Sounding a little smug there, Higashi-san. Taking credit for the detective work you didn't even do? Back me up here, Yagami-san.
Whatever, man. Kawana got away, and that's all that matters. Still, the task in front of us is finishing Sari-san's case. We have to clear up Ehara's crime once and for all.
Right.
With Mamiya-san's help, of course.
Finally, I'm ready to get some answers. Well, we still got time till Shirosaki-sensei gets here. Why don't you take a breather, Yagami-san?
Huh? That'd be okay?
Sure. I'll call you once everyone's here.
Yeah, a break sounds good.
By the way, Higashi, has anything unusual gone down in Kamasho lately? Anything involving RK?
Yeah, about that. My guys are saying things have been a little too quiet since yesterday. Soma and Akutsu are out in Ijincho too. When they come back, they're in for a rude awakening. And they can pay for what they did to Kaito Aniki.
Make 'em pay? Aren't your Yakuza days behind you now?
Come on,
It's not the
Higashi.
Yakuza and me talking. That's just a problem I'm gonna be the solution for.
Isn't that exactly what a Yakuza would say?
Fine. Think of it as getting revenge for a brother. Doing the right thing, damn it!
Yeah, maybe it's just how you're putting it.
It's just the phrasing,
Besides,
Higashi.
What's it matter if I was Yakuza? I've got my own code, and I'm gonna do right by me.
Damn straight.
Whatever you say. Much as things change, they stay the same.
Since I'm out, might as well check on how the city's doing. I'll go kill some time somewhere. Alright, guess we tackle some side shit while we're in town. So we're just waiting on, everyone else. I'll just run into all the walls, too. Alright, let's see. What are we up to here? Yeah, it's still just the UFO. Any side cases we can do? Got a date with Minato. Side case over here on Tenkaichi Street. That's Stardust. God, man, I'm curious about what's going on over at Stardust. Could probably taken that other text that was closer, but oh well. That's me. Take the longer way around, why don't you? Hey, let me guess, everyone's here.
Hey, Yagami-san, it's Sugiura.
Hey,
I fucking swear, Sugiura.
Sensei and the others just got to Charles. They're getting ready to grill Mamiya-san.
got it. Then I'll head back soon.
Thanks.
Alright, well, before that, you know, I'll take a little break from the story. And what say we just go do a side case? Or at least start this one and see what happens. Romance. I said, give me the goddamn money! Move it! What, is a robbery up there? I don't have the code to open the register. I'm just a part-timer. I don't give a shit what you are. Open it or you're dead. What the? Is that a robbery? And cut. That's the last shot for the day. Thank you, everyone. Tomorrow morning, we pick things up back at the studio. Extras, you'll be getting an email from us soon. Thanks again. Aw, man, they were shooting Office Alone 4 here. Wish I could have snuck in among the extras. According to chatter, they're shooting a robbery scene at another location, too. Movies with robberies that popular? Oh, it's for a movie. Jeez, I was really worried for a second there. Guess I should beat it. I don't want to get in the way of cleanup. Alright, so yeah, that's something we should check on chatter. Alright, I think I'll just be moving on now. Instead of getting into all that shit. Just head back to the cafe. We'll take the long way this time. Of course, we're all the way on the other fucking corner of the map. It's not like Kamurocho's that big, so it's fine. No. Look, I ain't trying to fight, gentlemen. I'm just trying to go to the arcade. Question a woman we're holding captive.
Really? You too, Gendo-sensei?
What? Am I in the way?
Of course not. I didn't know you still did field work.
I figured if they could pull a fast one on Saori-kun, I'd at least want to look him in the eye.
Why are all these people here? What gives?
We've been waiting for you, Yagami-san. Mamiya-san is about to enlighten us on the truth behind the groping.
Good.
Oh, and I heard about Sawa-sensei. I'm so sorry.
Our condolences.
Looks like she got mixed up in all this when RK was chasing after Kawana. But we're still not sure why they chased him. To figure that out, we'll have to retrace Kawana's steps.
Exactly.
That said, let's start with the harassment charges, Mamiya-san.
Alright, let's get started, shall we?
Fine. Let's get this over with.
Pout all you want, but keep the answers straight. Got it?
Ehara's assault was designed to establish a false alibi for Miko Shiba's murder. So Kawana had you play the victim, and together you pulled one over on the police and the court.
Can you confirm if this is all accurate so far, please?
Yeah.
The person who groped you on the train wasn't Ehara-san himself. It was his stand-in. And my understanding is that he had conspirators to help him fabricate this event?
That's right.
What was Kawana doing at the time? Was he in Ijincho or Tokyo?
Didn't you hear your lady friend? Ehara-san had a stand-in.
That was
That
Kawana.
stand-in was our sensei.
You mean Kawana posed as Ehara himself?
Hmm.
So this Ehara was actually Kawana. Huh.
Man.
Sensei and Ehara-san have a pretty similar build. Not sure they could have pulled it off otherwise, you know?
But some spots don't look right, like his mouth. You sure that's really Kawana-san?
Probably makeup or something,
That
right?
part around his mouth is fake.
Ah.
He said he scanned Ehara-san's face and made it on a 3D printer.
Huh.
Oh,
Oh, he does have a printer. We
you
did see
can
that.
Print things in 3D now?
Genda
Well,
Sensei.
it's a machine that takes a model's data from a computer and prints physical objects using materials like resin. So if you were to scan a person's face onto a computer,
So you can make a mask out of it.
3D printer could accurately recreate it.
Alright, so that's how he was able to look like
Details,
Ehara.
But that's what Sensei used to become Ehara-san.
Something like this. See, with a 3D printer, a piece of a face is pretty easy to make.
What the hell?
I see. His eyes are hidden behind the sunglasses, and the seams on his jaw are obscured by the mask.
Yeah.
It's incredible, I must say. With the mouth area so visible, it's too convincing to think he's anybody else. And with the prosecution assuming he's just another sexual predator, they fell for it.
This is no time to be impressed. In case you forgot, he had the defense fooled too.
Right.
Assuming Kawana was Ehara's double, there's still some evidence I'm iffy about.
I'm of the same opinion.
Okay. Which evidence is questionable?
Time to pull back the curtain on this case. Any evidence I'm sure of, I need to press Mamiya on it right now. Let's see. That would be... Would it be the trace element? Is it the smartphone footage?
How should we be looking at this?
Ah, yes.
The guy getting taken down in the footage is the real Ehara-san. Sensei had already switched places with them before the scene happened. No one saw through his disguise.
Makes sense. There'd be no way to swap places after getting caught like this. The sunglasses were removed too.
That was one of your other
Also,
students.
the person who tripped him was one of ours. So was the one who took the smartphone video. If nobody tried to stop him, he would have just gotten away. But the most important part of it was pinning Ehara-san as the culprit out in public.
Right. If that didn't happen, the entire alibi goes up in smoke.
More or less.
So basically, this entire battery case was calculated from the start. Nothing but smoke and mirrors.
Alright. Oh, so that wasn't it. But the murder footage?
Any thoughts after seeing this?
I guess not.
Stop it.
You're gonna look away? You aided and abetted by playing the victim, didn't you?
I mean, yes.
Who put this video up on the internet?
We do need to find that out.
He said from the start that once Ehara-san got his guilty verdict, he'd upload it to the internet.
So that was all part of the plan.
Yeah. Sensei can't forgive the law for how easy it lets off bullies. Ehara-san's the same way. His son's death was brushed aside. The court blamed his suicide on unknown factors. And that's what led them to his whole plan. The real victim is some bully who never got what he deserved, and the killer gets off in court by being convicted of battery. How would the public respond after finding out they'd gamed the law like that?
So Kawana and Ahara's real plan was to make a mockery out of the justice system.
Seems to be going well for them. The courts are beside themselves for dragging the police into this.
I guess Ehara really was desperate. He was never concerned about his own punishment. He tarnished his own name to humiliate the law.
Yeah, cop or not, Ehara is a broken man.
Nothing to lose.
Nobody took responsibility for his son's death. The courts all but ignored his case. No wonder he went along with Kawana.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Sensei and Ehara-san are the perfect pair with nothing to lose. The only ones who do are the ones forced to comply. Us. Speaking of which, are we done here yet?
No. Alright, well, the trace element is something I want to hear, too.
This piece of the puzzle still needs an explanation.
Is that...
The police examined the trace evidence on Ehara's hands after he was caught. And from the analysis, the same fibers from Mamiya-san's undergarments were found on Ehara's hands.
Yeah, so how to get on
That's
Ehara's
right.
hands?
If the stand-in was the groper, Ehara-san wouldn't have touched Mamiya-san at all. But the evidence on Ehara-san's hands suggests otherwise. Rather strange, isn't it?
I take it there was a trick to this, too?
That's simple. Before I got in the train, I met with the real Ehara-san at the underground platform. That's when I had him touch the undergarment. After that, all I had to do was go to the bathroom and put them on. That's where the fibers in the trace were from.
Just as I suspected. She and Ehara fabricated the harassment evidence long before it happened.
What the police found on Ehara-san's hands was exactly what we wanted them to find. And it would serve as hard proof he grabbed me. The courts really ate it up. It was hard not to laugh sometimes.
Are you really in a position to be saying shit like this, bitch?
You're really starting to open up. That's the spirit.
Alright. Just a couple more things to press around. Let's talk about the security footage.
What do you make of this?
I mean, what's there to doubt?
Okay, yeah, there's nothing in the security footage.
You tell me?
The one running on the platform wasn't Ehara-san. It was Sensei pretending to be him, right?
Meaning...
There is no more meaning. That's all there is to it. Ehara-san used a stand-in to fake his alibi. The stand-in turned out to be none other than Jin Kawana, which Mamiya-san just finished explaining in detail.
Yep. Good to know we have all our ducks in a row.
Thanks, Yagami. Alright, Alright, how about the transit card?
How about this, then?
And this is?
Before the incident, Ehara used this card to go through the ticket gate at Ikebukuro, the time of which was recorded.
Right, and it was on October 7th at 7:43 a.m.
Thanks, Hoshino-kun.
Happy to help, Yagami-san.
At the earliest, Mikoshiba's time of death would have been 7:30 a.m. If Ehara killed Mikoshiba in Ijincho, he would have only had 13 minutes to get to Ikebukuro. And frankly, that's impossible.
That's what's stumping you?
Huh?
Sensei borrowed the card from Ehara-san beforehand and passed her the gate. Afterward, he slipped it back to Ehara-san when they switched places. That way, Ehara-san ended up having the time-stamped card on him. Makes sense now.
So even the entry time through the ticket gate was used as part of the alibi?
It all seems so obvious now that I hear it. Nobody'd suspect that a groping was being used as an alibi for murder.
Yeah. And on top of all that, no one knew Mikoshiba had been killed during the trial. They really pulled it off.
Anything else?
Yagami-san, you sure that's enough?
Yeah, I think we've got plenty. Bottom line, groping was a fabrication. At the very least, we know that the prosecution's evidence can all be refuted.
The courts were being intentionally misled. I'm considering filing an appeal.
Are you saying you want a retrial?
I am. We'll reveal Ehara and Kawana's plot and overturn the verdict they issued.
That might be harder than it sounds.
Why do you say that, Genda-sensei?
Well, the previous trial resulted in Ehara being found guilty, right? As the client, if he doesn't want an appeal, there's no way you're getting one. Doesn't matter what any lawyer tries to do.
Yeah.
If Ehara refuses
That's
to
true.
appeal, then that's that.
And we'll talk to him tomorrow. First, we need to see how he reacts to everything we've got on him.
Sounds good. Then let's meet at the detention center tomorrow.
Will do.
So, we done for the night?
Sure are. Great job, everyone. Go get some rest.
Yo, Yagami. You sure it was cool to let that Mamiya chick just go home?
Yeah? Why?
I mean, she helped Kawana kill all those people. Aren't you gonna turn her in or something?
I would. There's nothing we can do.
Nothing we can do?
Frankly, we don't have any proof of the murder she was talking about.
What,
Yeah.
so this is all for nothing?
Nothing directly pointing to Mamiya anyway. Aside from Mikoshiba, no other bodies turned up. Which means all we can do is take her home, right? Sugiura is making sure she gets back safe.
Fine, forget it. Why are you still here? Everyone else went home already.
Come on, man, why the cold shoulder? Am I really that annoying?
You wouldn't be the guy I'd call to hang out with. So if you're done, then go.
Wow. Straight for the jugular, huh?
But if it's help you need, I'll be there. I've had nothing but time lately. But only if you bow your head and ask nice. Then I'll consider it.
I know for a fact you'd help me out regardless. So why waste a
Yagami,
good bow?
don't be mean to
Thanks for the
Higashi.
drink.
Dude, come on. That was your cue to bow and ask nice.
Aw, poor Higashi. Higashi really is my favorite of the crew. Alright, gonna go with Sari-san to interview Ehara tomorrow. Time to call it a day. Alright, back to the Yagami place. The Yagami place. You know, the detective agency, John. You can just fucking say that you instead of sound like a fucking idiot. Oh man. I am very ineloquent today. No. Not on the street yet, John. Time for Sari-san and me to interview Ehara. Better take a cab to Tokyo Detention Center. First things first, I'm gonna check. How much SP do I have? 47,000. How much is the next boost attack? I'll take that. Oh, take a taxi so I can just do that from here. I don't need to go outside.
So, you're recommending an appeal? I have that right? Did some new evidence come to light?
Yes.
Yui Mamiya told us some things. Like how you faked your alibi for Mikoshiba's murder. You wanted the sexual battery conviction, right?
Well,
Your goal was to avenge your son and humiliate the law on a grand scale.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Ehara-san, we have a much better grasp of the situation than you think.
And what exactly have you grasped?
Like Yagami-san just said, you're innocent. As far as the harassment goes. As your lawyer, I'll file for an appeal. And we'll make sure the world knows it.
Thanks, but no. I'm scum of the earth. A pervert. The prosecution and the judge made that very clear in the verdict.
On the day of the crime, October 7th, at around 6:30 a.m., you were in Ijincho, not Tokyo.
Baloney. I was relaxing at home.
Except that you weren't.
Oh?
You wanted to give the man who pushed your son to suicide the beating of a lifetime. And you'd miss out on that opportunity if you were at home, which is why you were in Ijincho instead. Isn't that right? You and Kawana's former student staked out Mikoshiba's house until he left. Then you dragged your prey into a car and brought him to an abandoned building in Ijincho, which would later become a murder scene. Every bone on Mikoshiba's fingers was broken. Remembering how he pushed Toshiro-kun to his death, it's no wonder you'd go that far. You tortured Mikoshiba without a shred of remorse. You inflicted no small amount of pain and terror. There's no way you weren't there, and I'd put my money on that.
And then...
You need the whole play-by-play? Even though you already know it?
Oh, not at all. I'm just fascinated by this outrageous little story.
I use a piece of evidence to show what he did next after beating up Mikoshiba. Well, yeah.
As for what you did next after beating Mikoshiba...
It's quite a home video.
Without leaving anything on Mikoshiba's body that could be traced back to you, you slit his throat. Estimated time of death was around 7:30 a.m. on October 7th. You tossed the bloody coat and made your way to Ikebukuro Station, where Yui Mamiya was waiting.
Are you sure? I was at Ikebukuro by 7:30 a.m. Would have been impossible for me to kill Mikoshiba in Ijincho.
The person in the security camera footage in Ikebukuro was a double who imitated your likeness.
That was Jin Kawana.
The identity of whom belonged to Jin Kawana, the handyman in Ijincho. Or maybe you know him by a different name.
Perhaps Yuki Takata.
Former high school teacher Yuki Takata. So which name did he give you?
I don't know who you're talking about.
With Kawana in view of the security camera, you met up with Yui Mamiya at Ikebukuro first. That's where you touched the undergarment she had prepared. The police would later discover the trace evidence on your hands and pin the groping on you. Then you made your way to Shinjuku Station. After that, Mamiya and Kawana acted out the groping as they arrived at Shinjuku Station. Kawana jumped out of the train and Mamiya chased after him. And then, in the smallest of blind spots in a station absolutely packed with cameras, you were waiting for Kawana, who looked just like you. With the two of you matching, you were able to swap places in that huge crowd without anyone noticing. Kawana handed you the transit card used to pass the ticket gate. Just one piece of hard evidence that places you in Ikebukuro at 7:43 a.m. And right after the swap, Mamiya started calling for help. After that, well, we've all seen how the news reported it. You were caught in a public place with plenty of witnesses.
An active duty police officer arrested for sexual battery. The public outcry was very clear. As a result, despite it being your first offense, you were actually tried and convicted. The consensus is that it was a fitting punishment for someone so heinous. Even as your lawyer, I felt the same.
Have some confidence in yourself, Shirosaki-sensei. The prosecution, the judge, and a lawyer like you all
Alright,
laid
cut
out
the shit,
evidence
Ehara.
in court and found me guilty. I'm in no position to doubt you. And I've long accepted the ruling that Toshiro was never bullied.
A piece of shit like you.
There's nothing I can do but abide by the rule of law. Right? That's all I can do, right?
I know what you're trying to say. You carried out the justice that the courts wouldn't, right?
Everything my son went through was passed off like it never even happened. School, teachers, and yes, the court. They all dismissed the reason he died.
That's when Kawana came in the picture, telling you Toshiro-kun had been bullied. But was it Kawana's words that suddenly made you want to kill Mikoshiba? Because all of his fingers were broken while he was still alive. Was that really all just your pent-up rage?
What do you have to say, Ehara-san?
There shouldn't have been any evidence of Mikoshiba's bullying. Who told Ehara the truth? Let's see. It wasn't the son. I wonder, was it Sawa? Well, no, she said she didn't. I don't think she told anyone. So it had to have been from Kawana, because Kawana heard it from Sawa.
Did Kawana really tell you? You found enough motive to murder Mikoshiba on hearsay? No. That doesn't sound right at all.
Oh, so it was Sawa-sensei.
Was Sawa-sensei the one who told you the truth? She was the only person Toshiro-kun confided in. You had to have heard it from her, right?
Nearly hit the nail on the head, as they say.
Nearly?
After my trial, she confessed she knew about the bullying. But only to her old teacher over the phone. She had no idea she was being recorded.
What?
Kawana-san let me listen to that recording where I learned Sawa-sensei had been muzzled by both the homeroom teacher and the lawyer. That was the proof of Toshiro's bullying I'd wanted all throughout the trial. After hearing Sawa-sensei's words, I finally understood. They pushed my boy over the edge.
Was there no other evidence of the bullying? Like a diary of Toshiro-kun's or something of the sort?
Nothing. Toshiro never talked to me or my wife about the bullying. And that was probably all my fault. He was bullied in middle school, too. Kids would throw his pencil case around or hide his books. When I heard about it, I chewed him out.
Dude.
I walk all over you because you're weak. Grow spine, I told him.
Yeah, that didn't help.
I take it that was the wrong approach.
Yeah. I can't imagine how much courage it took for him to come forward about his suffering. I'm sure he felt ashamed about it. And I should have listened when he pleaded for help. I should have told him I was proud of his bravery. But instead, I pushed him away. And in the end, Toshiro tried to make sure he never showed weakness to us again. No matter how much pain he was in. He went to a private school out in Yokohama because he hated living with me. But in the end, he still suffered.
And that's why you didn't hesitate to unleash hell on Mikoshiba.
If you say so.
You still won't admit to murdering Mikoshiba. Must be killing him not to.
So the first time Kawana showed up was when he let you listen to the phone call with Sawa-sensei, right?
Yes. He approached me and asked me if I still wanted justice for my son. I was in uniform when he came to me too. Very bold. But it paid off. I owe him a debt of gratitude. He reassured me he had already taken care of multiple individuals like Goshiba, and that he'd urged other families to avenge the children they lost to bullying. He'd tell them that simply being branded a bully wasn't enough. He promised to deliver real justice.
If justice can be served at one's own discretion, laws would cease to serve their function. If the law isn't fair to everyone, no one will obey it. The law is only able to help the powerless because it can't be swayed by money, force, or anything else.
Then tell me, What's the solution when the law fails to punish someone who laughs in its face? To overlook those the law won't judge is to abandon those the law couldn't protect.
To render justice with confidence, you require sufficient evidence.
Some of the victims' families refused Kawana's offer of revenge, telling him it would be unforgivable. But even after rejecting his offer, not a one reported Kawana-san to the police. Do you understand what that implies? Whether you follow through with revenge or not, Kawana-san presents a solution that resonates with people. Being that the law is unfair and imperfect. Am I wrong about that?
No, you're not. But we're fighting to make it as fair as we can. Laws have to change until they are perfect.
They don't change fast enough. Toshiro's death was murder by another name. Yet Hiromi Kushiba walked free. He even got to enroll in a teaching program as a student teacher. Someone like him? It's insane! I'd die of old age before the law was ever written to be fair enough. For Toshiro's sake, I can't turn a blind eye to a world where the Mikoshibas can live without consequence. Tell me, what alternative was there to getting blood on my hands? I didn't have any other choice.
Yagami-san, did he just...
He admitted, yep.
This is the first time you've admitted to killing Mikoshiba.
You really did your research, unlike those useless cops. Kawana-san's plan was impressive, almost airtight. I didn't expect it to be unraveled so quickly.
I just got lucky. There was some dirt on Yui Mamiya that Kawana could have used against her. If we hadn't found it, there's no way we would have gotten her to talk.
What are you talking about?
Sorry, but I'm under no obligation to tell you.
Ehara-san, you'll be sent to prison as a sex offender as it stands.
Of course. Just as I planned. The charges will be confirmed, and I'll be convicted. As for the police and the prosecution, they wouldn't be able to admit they made a mistake. I could scream, "I killed Mikoshiba" at the top of my lungs. It wouldn't matter.
Are you saying you intend to admit to the murder after you're released?
Everyone's seen the video of me killing Mikoshiba by now. It's obviously authentic, but the prosecution and the police are saying it's fake. They need it to be fake. Even if I do confess, they'll sweep it under the rug.
They wouldn't.
They would.
No, that's not beneath them. But I take it how they react doesn't really matter to you. All you want is to humiliate the law, don't you? The same system that determined Toshiro-kun's incident didn't happen.
It seems you're starting to understand, Yagami-san.
Ehara's achieved most of what he wanted to do, but I can't overlook what he's already done.
If the prosecution wanted to charge me for Mikoshiba's murder, then they'd have to retract the battery verdict. And that would mean admitting to a massive blunder by the court at the hands of a criminal. It would be chaos. Despite knowing who murdered Mikoshiba, no one would know what to make of the case. Wouldn't that just be wonderful?
I hear you. And I even get why you'd feel pretty proud of accomplishing that.
Do you?
But in this case, the guys pretty much grabbed the tiger by the tail.
What tiger's tail?
Someone's issuing orders to the thugs in Kamurocho from behind the scenes. He's the tiger in this case. And they've been closing in on your partner, Kawana. And Sawa-sensei got in their path. I'm sure you get the newspaper in here, right? You know, don't you? Sawa-sensei was killed after the thugs broke into her home. All because she got involved with Kawana.
I'm aware she was killed. But this is the first I'm hearing of the reason why. And by thugs, you mean Arcade.
Yeah.
But we don't know why they're going after Kawana. Any ideas?
No way I'd know.
You think it could be because she got mixed up in your deadly little game?
Excuse me?
That's what getting away with murder really looks like. The more you perpetuate the lie, the greater the rift you create. And then, the unthinkable happens. Kawana killed others besides Mikoshiba. You said so yourself. That's what brought the angry tiger into play. And if Sawa-sensei ended up paying for that instead, then how can you begin to believe your vengeance is fair?
Because she gave false testimony. She lied in court to say Toshiro was never bullied.
She couldn't name Mikoshiba, who was a minor at the time, without evidence. What's more, she was haunted by her testimony, always second-guessing if she did the right thing. But now she's been killed. Somehow that's acceptable to you? I'm gonna clear up what happened to Sawa-sensei, just like you did for Toshiro-kun.
How?
By going public with everything you and Kawana did. The first step is to appeal the sexual battery and undo this whole lie.
You never groped Yui Mamiya. That's one crime you're innocent of, Ehara-san. The court's verdict was incorrect. So please give us the chance to appeal. We can prove your innocence.
What on earth would I get out of that?
You get to humiliate the court again. Besides, what are you gonna do for the next half a year in a cell?
Fine. Do what you want. But just know this.
Yes?
I have no intention of admitting to killing Mikoshiba in court. Is your appeal still worth a damn?
We won't know till we try. Let's go, Sari-san. We have client approval to proceed with the appeal. We better act fast.
Yes, agreed.
Yagami-san. Sawa-sensei's death isn't on me.
Yes, it is.
Even if I have grabbed the tiger by the tail. That doesn't mean I killed her.
By that logic, you may as well admit that Mikoshiba didn't kill Toshiro-kun. You can't have it both ways. Listen to me. Everything about you, about Kawana, about why Sawa-sensei had to die, we're gonna expose all of it. That's the only thing left we can do for her.
I'm going to fill Genda-sensei in on what happened. Why don't you head over to the office?
Sure thing.
I'll go a little longer. I don't need to end yet.
So then, Ehara admitted to killing Mikoshiba, did he?
Off the record, yeah. He also admitted Kawana approached him to offer revenge.
That sounds like you were productive.
It's enough for us to move forward with the appeal, I'd say. How does that sound, Genda-sensei?
Genda-sensei?
The sexual battery and Mikoshiba's murder are the very same case. To clear Ehara of harassment, you'll need to prove he murdered Mikoshiba. But you don't have evidence he did, do you?
Unfortunately,
Ehara-san
no.
was captured on video committing the
Yeah,
murder.
but the police will never admit that
And
footage
the
is
prosecution
real,
claims it's
yeah.
a fake, of unknown origins. The police are saying the same.
They're only saying that to cover their asses.
In reality, the sexual battery evidence against Ehara-san is what was really fake. At the very least, we can claim Yui Mamiya and the others aided in fabricating that, alibi or not.
You really think the courts will grant you an appeal for just that?
Are you saying that's not possible?
I wouldn't go that far. But Ehara won't admit to murdering Mikoshiba in court. Kinda significant, don't you think? So what chance do you have even if you do appeal? Without any decisive new evidence, you'll just end up splitting hairs over the original verdict. And what good'll it do other than damage your own reputation, Saru-kun?
Sugenda Sensei is worried about Saori-san's career. I'm sure that's the case. Although...
To be honest with you, I feel like I've been deeply underestimated.
What?
Saori-san, are you actually mad?
Oh, I believe
Yes.
so.
As a matter of fact, I am.
You have every right to be.
Listen, Sensei. Ehara and Kawana devised this plan knowing full well they could manipulate the justice system. Have we not fallen right into their trap? If we take pity on the prosecution now, we play right into their hand.
True.
So how can we worry about reputation when our duty as lawyers is to face the law?
Damn straight,
I
sorry.
understand where you're coming from, and you're right to think it, but...
And another thing. While acting as Ahara's defense in the first trial, I never truly believed the claim. I didn't trust the person I was defending, and I felt sick to my stomach even being in the courtroom.
Saori-san.
Ehara likely saw right through that. He probably took great delight in our myopic dedication to the law. And I won't stand for that. I'm gonna show him exactly what I can do.
What about you, Yagami? I want to hear your thoughts.
He's not saying it, but he disagrees with Saori-san. How shall I move this forward?
We should listen to Saori-san. I understand why Ehara and Kawana did what they did. But I can't kill them.
I see. So you feel it too, huh?
Yes. Although my motivation may not be as righteous as Saori-san's.
What do you mean?
Mikoshiba's murder, the fake groping alibi, the one behind it all was Kawana, and he's in hiding. We need to shine enough light on him that the public can see what he is. And the perfect place to do it is during Ahara's appeal hearing.
So it's not Ehara you're after, but Kawana.
If we pursue Ahara's case, Kawana-san's actions will naturally come to light.
And if we draw out Kawana, then RK and the ones backing them will make their move.
Yeah.
Soma from RK said Sawa-sensei knew too much. Which means whoever's behind them has a secret that needs to stay buried. Even if it means murder. And I need to figure that secret out. I owe Sawa-sensei that closure.
Someone is backing the
only
RK,
thing we
and
can
we
do
need to
for
find out
now
who that
is
is.
make sure the ones pulling the strings pay for it.
Kawana and whoever's backing the
Well
RK.
said. I guess going back wasn't ever really an option.
Kenda-sensei.
Looks like I got complacent from all the peace and quiet. Leave it to me to underestimate the younger generation.
I apologize. I shouldn't have been so impertinent.
That should be my line, Saori-kun. I suppose I have to make up my mind after all that, don't I? Get out there and do what needs to be done. And heaven help anyone in your way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
You heard him.
Alright. Got our resolve, and we know what to do. Oh, got a call. Hold on. Oh, Tsukumo.
Hello?
Yagamishi, are you still in Kamurocho?
Yeah, why? What's up?
I'm afraid RK seems to be amassing in Ijincho.
Uh-oh.
Very bizarre.
Are they now?
Yeah.
Oh, searching for
Can't shake the
Kawana,
feeling that
probably.
The officers like Soma and Akutsu are still in town.
You think so? If I was Selma, I'd have left Ijincho by now. He's a person of interest in Sawa-sensei's murder, too.
Nah, Soma's pretty brazen.
That does make sense.
He wouldn't do it, though. He
Things
wouldn't
are
fucking
settling
leave.
into place here, though. I'm heading back to Ijincho with Sugiura. We got a lot to go over with you when I get back.
Wonder what it could be. Okay, see you soon then.
Alright. Let's head on back to Ijincho. Hup. Alright, Yokohama 99, here we come. Yeah. RK members already? I mean, that makes sense. Chase us all the way to the office. Alright, can't skateboard because Sugiura is with me. Oh, the fuck happened to Sugiura?
Well, now that's something. Looks like we're finally starting to see the whole picture.
Kawana-san, or rather Kitakata-sensei, huh? And his students helped Ehara murder Mikoshiba. But there's still some things that doesn't explain.
Like what?
Like, why does RK keep going after
Yeah.
Kawana-san? You think that's weird too, right, Yagami-san?
Exactly. Like, RK is still after him. We don't know
That's the piece of
who's
the puzzle
wanting
that
that.
lead us to why Sawa-sensei got killed.
Because it seems like Soma and the other guy, can't remember his fucking name. It seems like they're just following an order. They don't have any personal stake in it. Although Soma seems to take great pleasure in his job. Why is RK after Kawana? How much do they know about him?
Before they came to Ijincho, RK was originally looking for Shinya Kawai. But when they found out he might have been killed,
I have to
they
wonder,
suddenly shifted gears
could we possibly be taking down another Vice Minister of Health? Because, I
We
mean,
can guess all we want, but that's not
the
gonna
mother
get
of
us anywhere.
Mitsuru seems to
Shouldn't we
have a
ask someone
pretty
about
big
it?
motive in wanting all these people dead.
Strengthening their numbers in Ijincho as we speak.
The goons at the bottom rung aren't going to be in the know on that, though. Though if Akatsu or Soma were around, then we might get somewhere.
That's true.
Sitting around here won't get us any further. I'm gonna head into the city for a bit. I'm quick on my feet. That's about all I have going for me right now.
How modest of you.
Yeah, don't say that, Yagami-shi. Otherwise, what ground do we have to stand on?
Shut aside for now. Oh, message. Oh, from Amasawa. How's the investigation coming along, Yagami-san? If you're ever stuck, try using the school diary to review the situation. Our nemesis, the professor. Alright, so that's just a reminder about, you know, hey, do some of the school story stuff. But, no, I want to do this. Alright, look around town. Guess we might find something if we just move about. Oh.
Hello?
It's Shirosaki. Do you have a minute, Yagami-san?
Yeah, what's up?
I was thinking back on our interview with Ehara-san, and something he said isn't sitting right with me.
What's that?
So I wanted to ask your opinion.
Which part felt off?
The part about Kawana approaching other bullying victims besides Ehara-san to offer revenge. Ehara-san also mentioned that most of them rejected his offer, but never went to the police either.
Yeah, and?
Well, wasn't the first bully Kawana killed his own student? Shinya Kawai, I mean.
Yeah.
Tormented by his bullies, Mitsuru Kusamoto's lead left him in a coma to this day. That event was the catalyst for Kawana's actions, so wouldn't he have approached his parents about revenge too?
The Vice Minister.
Kusumoto's parents. You're talking about his mother, Reiko Kusumoto, right?
Yeah, I have a feeling we'll be taking down another Vice Minister of Health in this game. Tsuru Kusumoto's mother, Reiko Kusumoto. She used to be just another suit in the Ministry of Health, but now she's Vice Minister. Now first Ichinose, now Kusumoto.
Yes, who is currently Vice Minister of the Ministry.
Okay, what is it with everyone who happens to be the fucking Vice Minister of Health?
To a revenge plot against Kawai, then there's no way she'd ever want that secret to get out. With
So she
her
could be
level of
bankrolling the
influence and
RK
power,
to kill
would it
Kawana to
be
keep her
possible
secret.
that she ordered RK to silence Kawana?
Very likely. I was thinking the exact same thing, sorry.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And you think it's Reiko Kusumoto?
Yep. No, another
You don't think
fucking vice minister.
control criminal organizations from the shadows? You know very well the answer to that.
Yeah, we know.
Tsukumo's actually looked into her before. I'll talk to him about it right now.
Man, it's a good thing we didn't go far.
Sorry, son. This could lead us right to who's controlling RK.
Quite a compliment coming from you. I feel better already.
Man, we gotta go fuck up the Ministry of Health again. Alright. Fuck, man. The Ministry of Health is just not clean. Everyone who takes that fucking position is a scumbag. Oh, I find that fucking hilarious.
Yagami-san, back already?
That was quick. I figured you'd be out in the town until evening.
Well, the day's not over yet. I need you to look into Reiko Kusamoto again. She might be the one behind RK.
Really?
Yeah. Can you pull up the picture of her you showed me last time?
Okay. Take a look at this, Yagamishi. Reiko Kusamoto became vice minister just recently. It hasn't even been a full year yet.
Looks like she's still got a good rep.
Yeah, there's almost no criticism of her out there.
The Ministry Revolution, bucking the bureaucracy. Golden parachutes don't fly with Kusamoto. Go her. Vice Minister is pretty high up there, yeah?
Yeah, we know that.
Time. If she really did take Kawana up on his offer, silencing him would be the quickest way to save her skin. And in that case,
She's
she
got a
needs
lot
some
to
kind of
lose.
connection to RK.
Some kind of connection? A bit vague, no?
Fair enough, but RK already took an innocent life while hunting Kawana down.
Right. And after killing Sawa-sensei, they tried to kill me, too. Still, no matter how dangerous the gang, murder is a risky proposition.
Unless they're being
And
paid
again,
a shit ton of money.
Someone's pulling the strings. They have a lot less to worry about. Especially if that someone has vice minister status.
Well, the internet's not gonna give us much else. How about we do our usual thing?
We should just go to the Ministry
Go
of
straight
Health
to the
again.
source.
Maybe we should.
Would it really be that easy to get a meeting with someone like her?
Mitsuru Kusamoto's still in a coma, right?
Yes?
If he's in a hospital, we can catch her by surprise.
Shit, Yagami.
I get you. That might work.
Huh. What's this now?
Huh?
It's what now?
Breaking news from the net. It says manhunt for Sawa-sensei's murderer.
Oh.
And it's hitting the network news too. The person
Who are
they're
they
after?
after?
Wanted for the murder of private school teacher Yoko Sawa in her own apartment.
Oh, come on.
PD is conducting a search for the suspect, self-proclaimed handyman Yu Kitakata. Nearby
Why are they looking for
security cameras
Kawana?
captured footage of Kitakata
Shouldn't they be after Soma?
Probably
knocking
Kusamoto.
the teacher before and after the incident. It's also surfaced that he's been using a false identity for over a decade. The police are hopeful that their search will turn up some sort of connection to Sawa-san.
Why are the police going after Kawana and not Soma? The hell?
If Kawana-san was caught on camera, then surely some RK thugs were as well?
Yeah, I think so. On that note, I should have been in the footage too.
Yeah.
The police only seem to want Kawana, but why? Guess we'll have to ask them ourselves.
Ask who?
Watanabe.
Detective Watanabe from Kanagawa PD. He was the guy in charge of Mikoshiba's murder.
Been a while, hotshot.
Yeah, I guess it has. Hey, I'm curious. Do you have any evidence that Kawana killed Sawa-sensei?
I take it you saw the news. Kawana was caught on camera near the crime scene, plus he knew the victim. And if that's not enough, he was using a fake name. How's that for evidence?
It's circumstantial,
But I saw
extremely.
someone holding an ice pick up to Sawa-sensei. Plus, there were RK footprints all over the scene. So why is Kawana the only suspect?
boys with big balls at HQ said so. Barking at me won't get you anywhere.
So this is all just pressure from upstairs? What is going on here?
Why are you so bent out of shape? Kawana's a legitimate suspect, and all we're doing is following procedure. So stick your private investigator schnoz somewhere else.
You know, you sound pretty bent out of shape yourself. Where are you right now?
Uh-huh.
I was thinking maybe we could meet up. How's a free pass to bitch about your work sound? Abe-san?
On the phone, in person, there's nothing I can tell you.
He hung up.
Yagamishi, I managed to focus in on the background noise from your phone call.
Found him?
Despite all the interference, I have a good idea of Nabe-san's location.
What? Seriously?
He's on the main drag in Chinatown. If you go now, I'm sure you'll find him.
But is he even gonna listen to you?
No.
It won't matter if I miss him because we sat here wondering.
Yagami Detective Agency. Quick on its feet indeed.
Can't compete with that.
Nabe-san should be on the main street in Chinatown. Need to catch him and find out what's going on. And we will do that in the next episode. So, I will see you guys then. Bye!